the GMTK Game Jam. I've got 4 days to make a game with the theme
built to scale.
So the idea that I ended up going with is balls. But not just any balls, explosive balls that propel you like a rocket jump. But Rye, this doesn't fit the theme of built to scale. Wrong! You can charge the projectile to scale its size and power. So if you just tap the button, you get a little jump, but if you hold it down and charge up your shot, you get a big jump. It fits the theme perfectly. The only problem is that this idea may have taken me half of the jam to come up with, but all that matters is that I still have the other half of the jam to actually make a game. And how hard can that be? All I need to do is turn this prototype into an actual fully playable game and also get into the top 100 of the jam out of the thousands of games that'll be entered. Look, I can explain. You see, last year I also competed in the GMTK Game Jam with the goal of getting into the video posted to the GMTK YouTube channel, which is hosted by Mark Brown, who is actually the person that inspired me to start game development. But the problem is that only the top 100 games will get into that video, and I wasn't one of them. But it's been a year and I'm a much better game developer now. Oh my god, what did I just do? Plus, this year I've got gamer subs to keep me fueled because I'm probably not going to be getting much sleep. And with this genius idea, I think I have a really good shot of getting into the top 100 this year. All I need to do is turn this prototype into a game. Now, there is still one big problem with the rocket jump, and I'll walk you through it to see if you can find the problem. Typically, how a rocket jump works is you point an explosive device at your feet, blow it up, and it launches you. Now, the problem with that is that explosions usually hurt quite a bit. But then in my game, you're just immune from the explosion. So I just added a health bar, and now the explosions will damage you until you die. And the damage also scales depending on the charge of the rocket, so you need to be a little bit careful about how you use your rockets to get through each level. Speaking of levels, I don't have any. I should probably get to that. But before I do, I want to tell you about Gamer Subs. Gamer Subs is the healthy and effective option when it comes to energy drinks. It's got 0 sugar, less than 1 calorie, tons of vitamins and minerals, and there's no crash after drinking it. They also have a bunch of caffeine-free options if that's what you prefer. And it's only 40 cents a serving. It also doesn't hurt that they have some of the best flavors that I've ever had in a drink. And for the next week, if you use my code at checkout, you'll get completely free worldwide shipping, which even includes their free samples. So you might as well pick some up and give it a try because it's completely free. And who doesn't love free things? Speaking of free things, I'm also going to be giving away some gift cards to a few lucky people. All you need to do to enter is fill out the Google form in the description. And if you're lucky, you'll get some free money to spend on some Gamer Subs. So make sure to head over to gamersubs.com and use code RY at checkout. It's the best way to support my channel, and you get one of the greatest drinks ever made. Anyway, I want the game to start off pretty easy for the first couple of levels, just so that I can introduce all of the mechanics to the player. So the first level is pretty simple, with only a few easy jumps that you need to do. In the second level, all you need to do is make a few wall jumps in a row, while trying to keep enough health for the final jump at the end so you can get to the ending, which means that you need to make sure that your rockets charge the perfect amount for each of the wall jumps. So, like I said, it's a pretty easy level. For level 3, you start off the level just doing some regular jumps before doing this weird wall shimmy thing that's sort of like the wall jump from before, and then you do one last jump to get to the exit. Now, I did have to make a health pickup halfway through the level because it was actually impossible before I added it, and you've also probably noticed that the textures don't look that good, but don't worry. I know they look bad, but they're just temporary while I make the rest of the levels. I promise I'll go back and I'll replace all of them with good textures once I'm done designing the levels. But aside from that, the first 3 easy tutorial levels are pretty much done, which means that I can start working on some more interesting mechanics for the game. For example, this cube. So how the cube works is you shoot it and it'll move. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But the cube does create some pretty interesting situations for the levels. Like in this one, you need to move the cube up against the wall and use it to jump to a place that you wouldn't normally be able to reach. Some of the other interesting situations it creates are, well, I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm sure in the next level I'll find something. So here's the next level. You take the cube in front of you and you just shoot it into position and you use it to reach a spot that you normally wouldn't be able to reach, to get another cube that you shoot to a spot, to jump to a place that you normally wouldn't be able to reach. Okay, yeah, I got nothing, okay? The cube might not be the best mechanic, but to make up for that, in the next level, I made a new mechanic that I call the trigger block, because when you hit it with a rocket, it triggers a block to disappear. I know, it's a pretty clever name. So, in this level, you need to hit the very obvious bright pink block to trigger the other very obvious bright pink block to disappear. But, oh no, there's another very obvious bright pink block blocking the exit. How do do you get rid of it, you might be wondering? Well, you'll never be able to guess. You need to hit the slightly less obvious bright pink block to trigger the other very obvious bright pink block to disappear, and you can make it to the exit. Now, I'm just gonna say it. These pink blocks are way better than the cube. Sorry, cube. You just kind of suck. Anyway, I'm gonna make one more level because the jam is pretty close to ending, and I also haven't slept in like 2 days. But after drinking some gamer subs, I think I have enough energy to finish the game. So when you first walk into the level, there's nothing really in the room, and all of the jumps are too high for you to reach. So what's the solution? You need to look up, and you'll see the not very obvious pink block that you need to hit. And once you hit it, it'll drop a cube. And I bet you won't be able to guess what you do with this cube. You shoot it over to the wall, and then use it to reach a place that you wouldn't normally be able to reach. I know, I bet you're surprised. And you might notice that the wall shimmy's back, except this time you can kind of just jump on top of it and walk across the platform. And then you're at the ending, which I put a lot of time into, so you better appreciate it. After that, I just threw together some menus, and the game is pretty much done. And before you say anything, I know I said I would replace the textures, but you know, I did a little trolling. The textures are gonna stay. I mean, I think they look kind of good, you know, if I'm being honest. But there is still one last thing I can do to give my game the best chance at getting into the top 100. You see, this isn't the first GMTK jam, or the second, or even the third. It's actually the 8th, which means that there are 800 games that have made it into the top 100 across all of the jams. And 800 games that I can steal from. I mean, take inspiration from, to see what really makes a top 100 GMTK jam game. Oh, let's go. We're into traffic. Where's the cars? Run me over. I want to die. I want to die. Where are the cars? Okay, so this is kind of like Mario. What the hell? Oh, you change your controls. Okay, change my controls around. That's pretty cool. So these games have pretty smart design. My game has pretty smart design as well. This game is really good. Oh, I died. Oh no, it's gonna happen again. What's gonna happen? Oh, shoot. Can I murder these guys? Die! Dude, the game is so polished though. Look how good it looks. Okay, so what I've gathered from all of these games is that they're pretty good. Now, my game is also pretty good. Some would say perfect. So I don't really see what else I could do to my game to make it any better. And the timer is getting a little bit low, so I should probably submit my game. I do still have around 5 hours left, but it's really late. I haven't slept in 2 days, and these jams tend to crash itch.io servers in the last couple hours of the jam. So it's probably best that I submit just a little bit early. But right as I was about to submit my game, my internet went out. Luckily, I did have an early build uploaded to itch.io just in case something happened, but this is an early build, so it's missing a lot of content, and it's also very buggy. So if my internet doesn't come back soon, my chances of getting into the top 100 are basically 0. But then I realized if my mobile data is working, I can just set up a hotspot and quickly update the game. So I should just be able to enter the password and connect to the internet. Okay, so I might not know what the password for my hotspot is. If you can't tell, I don't really know how this works. But after a few minutes of searching, I found it. So all I have to do is type it in and it should work. And it didn't work. I'm connected to the hotspot, but for some reason, I have no internet, which means all I can do now is wait. And hopefully, if I'm lucky, my internet will come back and I can update the game. So I waited. And even though all I wanted to do was give up and go to sleep, it was the wise words of Napoleon Bonaparte that kept me going. The French complain of everything and always. Wait, sorry, wrong quote. Victory belongs to the most persevering. And so I persevered and also drank a lot of gamer subs, which helped. And eventually my internet returned. So with only 1 bar of internet, I quickly updated my game and officially submitted it to the jam. And then finally I was able to rest. But just because the game is submitted doesn't mean there isn't more I can do. Last year, I used some maybe unsavory methods of trying to get into the top 100, but this year, I have a much better idea that's also a little bit more ethical. There were over 7,000 submissions to the Game Jam, which means that there are over 7,000 people who will be rating other games. I just need to somehow get all of them to rate my game. And of course, all of them will give it a perfect score because it's a perfect game, which will guarantee that I get into the top 100. So my genius strategy is to play as many games as possible, rate them, and then leave the simple message of very cool. And once everybody sees my very supportive message, they'll feel compelled to go to my game and also rate it. It's a genius strategy. Oh, do you see that? Oh, do you see that? Oh, no, I almost fell. Oh my God. Oh my God, that scared me.
Very cool.
I'm here to steal oil. Die. Oh, the island's shrinking. How do I get out of here? I'm stuck.
Very cool.
Oh, is this telling me how to play the game? I cannot read it. I'm not reading any of that. Wait, do I match the same stuff? Oh, I did it. Wait, no, I didn't do it.
Very cool.
Oh, you scale objects. Okay. Set fire to this prison and free me. Release me. Burn. Burn. It's not working.
Very cool.
I managed to get through a massive 6 games. That's almost like 1% of everybody who submitted a game. So I think my chances are looking pretty good. All I can do now is wait for the GMTK video to release and see the results. And after a week of waiting, the video released. Okay, here it goes. I'm not nervous because, I mean, I know I'm going to be in the video, right? So there's nothing to be nervous about.
You put together a whopping 7,600 games.
7, that's not that many. I think, you know, I could be in the top out of that, I think. Okay, I'm over halfway through the video and I haven't seen my game yet. I'm not scared though. I must just be one of the higher ranked ones, you know?
Let's get artistic with
My game's
nearest
artistic.
neighbor.
Oh, damn it. I mean, my textures looked really good. I thought that was me. The video is almost over, but there's a few left. You know, I could still be here.
And there we go.
That's it? Wait, it's over? I didn't see my game. I must have missed it because there's no way I didn't get in the video, right? I'm not seeing it. Well, okay, so I'm not in the video. What was my rating then? I haven't checked my rating yet because I wanted to be surprised when I'm in the video. I'm not in the video, so I should probably check. Okay, well, I didn't get in the top 100. I got 4,026. I mean, that's not that bad. That's better than 4,027. Can't imagine being that guy. If you enjoyed this video, I created a playlist of similar videos that I know you'll love. Starting with last year's video on the GMTK Game Jam, where I made an FPS game, but you're the bullet.